The Cinema Soup Podcast with your host, Billy Atkins.
Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Cinema Soup Podcast. My name is Willie Atkins, and I'm truly excited to bring you this podcast as it's focused on one of my true passions in life, film. So today I'm going to talk about a short film called The Love Suckers, and also talk about some news regarding Season 3, the highly anticipated Cobra Kai series that I'm sure some of you have seen on YouTube Premium, continuing the story of the Karate Kid franchise. But before I get started with that, let me first send a thanks to a Patreon supporter, Tom McNicholas. Your support is very much appreciated and critical to the future, not just of this podcast, but my independent production company, Breaking Fate Entertainment, as a whole. So thank you very much. For others interested in perks available to our Patreons only, please check out patreon.com/Breaking Fate, and you can get a lot more information there. Also, stay tuned for a special film festival discount later in this episode. Now, let's get on to the show. And now, the latest brew, the Cinema Soup Review. Last year's Smoky Mountain Film Festival, about a year ago, almost exactly, I had the pleasure of screening a hilarious film by writer-director Jim Politano and producer Melissa K. Webb. It was called The Love Suckers. The Love Suckers stars veteran TV and film actor Larry Thomas as Dr. Risen. Most would remember Larry as the soup Nazi from Seinfeld. It also stars Eddie Deezen as Sammy, who many will recall as Eugene in the classic film Grease. And finally, Caryn Richman as Sarah, who was known for some soap opera performances back in the 80s and 90s, and also as Nora Brady in A Very Brady Christmas and The Bradys. And the film opens up with Sarah putting on makeup, fixing her hair, and preparing for what most would assume to be a steamy evening with her husband Sammy for their 7th anniversary. But it seems that all the effort may have set Sarah up for a little disappointment, because when she does emerge from the restroom like a cat ready to attack, she quickly finds her husband sprawled out on the bed. But the sounds emerging from the room are not that of passion and desire, but that of Sammy snoring loud and obnoxiously. For me, this film forms a soft smile right away. As you know, many people can relate to similar situations, but it truly doesn't prepare you for the unexpected laughs that you're about to encounter along the way. From there, we quickly find this couple in the office of the very unconventional Dr. Rizzo, marriage therapist, and the couple being questioned on a number of topics regarding their relationship, to which neither partner can seem to shake their head the same way about. The battles between the couple are then put on hilarious display, and then, just as it seems that Sammy may be getting the advantage and may have the therapist on his side, Sarah demands a second opinion. Telling you much more than that would simply be giving away too much, but I will say the conclusion is far beyond what I ever would have expected starting watching this film a little more than a year ago now, and I'm sure you will enjoy it. The comedic timing between all three of these characters is absolutely perfect. Eddie is the perfect nerdy type actor and is a master at using gestures to speak volumes before ever even uttering a word. And then when he finally does, he has the perfect voice for comedy. I mean, he embodies the perfect nerd-style character. Another huge standout in this film for me is the music and how it truly helps enhance the already outstanding performances by everyone involved. You can check out The Lovely Suckers right now on Vimeo for free. I'll provide a link to that in this podcast description, as well as a link to the IMDb where you can learn more about the individuals involved and what other projects they are working on. This Cinema Soup choice this week is a tasty one. I'm giving it 9 out of 10 spoons. Gotta love it. The Love Suckers. So, I have heard a little whisper of the same group of people on and off screen getting together for another project. Of course, with the pandemic covering not just our country but the globe, a lot of things are kind of wishy-washy and uncertain with most anybody at these times. But I really do hope to see this group get together because what they've created together is amazing. The chemistry amongst all characters has been absolutely outstanding. I love this film. So please give The Love Suckers a watch and let me know what you think. Leave me a comment on the Spreaker episode or on YouTube. And of course, you can always find the Cinema Soup podcast on Facebook and leave us some comments on there.
And now we check out the latest ingredients with Cinema Soup News.
All right, Cobra Kai Season 3 is coming soon, they say. It has been finished, but not to YouTube Premium. So, Deadline.com has reported YouTube's flagship scripted series, Cobra Kai, will be moving to a streaming platform for its upcoming third season. The Google-owned online video service, everybody knows, YouTube, is in the process of releasing Season 3 of the popular show to producing studio Sony Pictures TV amid a retreat from premium original scripted programming. Sony TV had taken Cobra Kai out, with all major streamers expressing interest, sources said. I hear the field of suitors has been narrowed down, with Netflix and Hulu leading the short list of contenders for the Karate Kid sequel series, starring Ralph Macchio and William Zabka. No one would comment, but I hear that, along with exclusive rights to Season 3 of Cobra Kai, the new outlet will have access on a non-exclusive basis to the first 2 seasons of the show for fans to catch up. That has been part of the negotiation with YouTube, which had ownership in and exclusive global rights to the first 2 seasons under the original license agreement with Sony TV. Questions about the long-term future of Cobra Kai on YouTube arose when the company in late 2018 signaled a strategic shift from an SVOD to an AVOD model and away from the original scripted programming to double down on unscripted fare. Indeed, every YouTube scripted original to air since then has been canceled except for Cobra Kai and Liza on Demand, starring popular YouTube personality Liza Koshy. On the heels of a record-setting Season 2 premiere of Cobra Kai, YouTube in April 2019 ordered a third season. I hear YouTube remained committed to airing the completed third season, but notified its Sony TV partners that they won't be commissioning a 4th season. Looking to secure a future for the show beyond Season 3, Sony TV asked for permission to shop the upcoming season to an outlet that, in success, would order additional seasons. Negotiations between the two sides ensued. They are nearing a successful conclusion, but YouTube would not formally release the series until a new home has been secured, we hear. The strong interest in Cobra Kai by other streamers was fueled, at least in part, by the dearth of high-end scripted programming coming down the pike as the Hollywood production shutdown is well into the 3rd month. A finished season of a popular title with a built-in audience is considered a hot commodity in the current environment. Sony TV previously successfully relocated another series that had been originally set at YouTube, called On Becoming a God in Central Florida. It moved to Showtime ahead of its debut and has been renewed for a 2nd season by the Viacom CBS network. So, I'm not going to get through the whole article here, but I personally think that this move is going to be really good for the series and really good for the consumers, because how many people were really paying for YouTube Premium? honestly, with only a few original programs or a few original series on YouTube Premium, they were really relying on just a few things in order to sell that. And I personally found this not on YouTube. I found it on Amazon. I paid for the first season because I was a big fan of the original Karate Kid series, and I was just overly curious what they would do with this story, and I was not let down at all. I binge-watched the entire first season in one night because I was hooked, and it was amazing. And it's above and beyond nostalgia. They're doing some really great storytelling, and their new characters are just as compelling and interesting as the characters from the original, and how they all play in together via families, and where these characters would be at present day. And it's truly a great series. I absolutely love it. For anybody who enjoyed the original Karate Kid series, I highly recommend you checking out Cobra Kai. And you can find it right now on Amazon Digital. I don't believe it's on Prime. I think you do have to pay for it. I paid for it. It was worth it. And I will watch it over and over, I'm sure. I've been highly anticipating Season 3 myself, and I had almost considered buying it on YouTube Premium just to be able to see that. So that should tell you something there. But I'm anxious to hear where it's going to go. I'm hoping that other platform like Netflix or Hulu will pick it up, or even Amazon Prime, since all of them are doing a lot of original content right now. Now, I haven't seen any real statistics myself to know exactly how many people got to see this series on YouTube Premium. I don't think they really promoted YouTube Premium very well. I think it was kind of a trial thing, and they came up with Cobra Kai as a great way to try and launch, and it's a compelling, amazing series, but I just don't think that YouTube Premium was a very well thought out plan. I think those who are using YouTube TV have access to YouTube Premium included with that. I'm not positive, but for those who use the streaming service for their regular TV programming, YouTube TV, it had to be a great benefit to those. But I'm excited to see where it goes, and I think that it's going to have a whole new wave of people following it once it gets started. I do think it would be great on Netflix, along with their other original programming. And if YouTube is willing to share the rights to the first 2 seasons, it could be sitting in that library for many years to come for people to enjoy. Personally, I can't wait to see what happens. I am very anxious to see Season 3. They are very good at leaving cliffhangers at the end of every episode. It builds up a lot of anticipation, and it's really hard to watch just one episode and look away. I'm telling you, if you haven't checked this out, if you were a fan of the original first 3 Karate Kid movies, please make the effort to check out Cobra Kai. The first 2 seasons are available on Amazon. However, if you want to wait to see what happens with Season 3 and going forward, what streaming network picks this up, I don't blame you. It might save you a little bit of money. Personally, I don't mind paying for it and having it in my personal library because they are great. All right, thanks for checking out this episode of the Cinema Soup Podcast. I hope it was a tasty treat for you. There is no real schedule for the Cinema Soup Podcast. I do these whenever I get time in between. I get to see a number of amazing films that a lot of people often never get to see. A lot of independent stuff, and I'll throw in some mainstream stuff as well. But in the weeks to come, I hope you will continue to follow and check out the films that I'm talking about and give your opinion. I'd love to hear some feedback. Follow us on every major podcasting platform that you enjoy getting your podcasts. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, and so many more. Just simply search for Cinema Soup Podcast. I do believe these will show up on YouTube as well, so feel free to subscribe on YouTube and give us your comments there. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com /CinemaSoupPod. And also,